Am I the asshole for kicking out my dad after he tried to make my husband feel poor? My female 32 parents, male and female 64, are quite well off financially. My husband Sam, male 38, on the other hand, doesn't make too much money. While my parents have never said anything explicitly about this, my husband has always felt that they've looked down on him. For the past few months, my husband has been telling me that my parents try to make us feel poor whenever we visit them or they come by. At first, I told him I didn't think this, as they were polite with him, but he's told me that their politeness comes off as condescending, and he wasn't comfortable around them, especially my dad. This has gotten to the point where last week, my dad announced that he wanted to come visit us in a few days. When Sam heard this from me, he said that he would plan a 3-day trip with his friends during that time, so he didn't have to put up with him. My dad came by to visit me, alone since Sam had left the day before. Things went by pretty normally until he tried to take a seat on our sofa. Our sofa is a little broken, and it sinks very quickly to one side when someone sits on it. This happened when my dad took a seat. He brought it up and mentioned how we should probably get it replaced. I said that we planned to down the line after we saved up a bit. He mentioned that he could get us one now, and when I was reluctant, he mentioned how it could be a gift as he hadn't seen us in a while and how he didn't want us to have a broken sofa. During this point, I started to think of what Sam was saying, and I forcefully rejected my dad's offer. I told him that he was being rude for thinking that we can't afford to get a new sofa. Bitch, you can't. You can't fucking afford it because you got to save to get it. And that's why you got your daddy sitting on a broken one now. Because you cannot afford to get a new one right now. Duh, come, girl, yeah, you are the fucking... Are you kidding me? I told him that he was being rude for thinking that we can't afford to get a sofa and how his spending is done with the intention of trying to make us feel poor. My dad was surprised by this and said that this wasn't his intention at all, to make me or Sam feel bad. He also said that he was stunned that we felt this way. He then pressed again with his offering, saying things like that there was nothing wrong with accepting it, as I am his daughter and Sam is his son-in-law, and how family helps each other. My question is, when the fuck did you talk to your parents about this? Or did your husband whisper some shit in your ear and you just automatically went with the shit and now you're kicking your father out of your house for trying to be your fucking father? Like, are you kidding me? I mentioned to my dad that I wanted to go shopping for furniture. And you know what he told me? How much does it cost? Daddy, no, I'm gonna buy it myself. That is what the fuck parents do. Are you kidding me? Bitch, I'd have smacked you for being dumb. Like, when were you gonna talk to your parents? How fucking hurtful. I can only imagine how hurt your parents are because of this. I was annoyed by this, so I asked him to leave. My dad became furious with this and said that I was acting extremely strangely and disrespectful. He then said that it was bizarre of us to interpret his offer in such a way. I just asked him to leave again at this point, and he did. As he was exiting, he said he wouldn't be coming back, as he didn't need to be treated this way. He also mentioned that he was very disappointed that I would think he would have such malicious intentions. I told him that his behavior brought this, and I locked the door. I told Sam about this later, and he was quite happy with how I handled the situation. He agrees that my dad overstepped boundaries and thinks that he should respect our space. I did feel a little bad with how I spoke with my dad, but on the other hand, I think he deserved it. Am I the asshole? You're absolutely the asshole. These are your parents. Why didn't you tell them? Why didn't you tell them? If your father comes around to visit you and offered so quickly to buy you a sofa just simply by witnessing that yours was messed up, your relationship can't be that bad. Why didn't you talk to him? Why didn't you tell him that this is how you were feeling instead of blaming him for some shit that he was doing unintentionally? You didn't even give him a chance to apologize for the situation and fix it. You immediately started blaming this man for some shit that he didn't even know that he was doing wrong. He thought he was being a father trying to help out his children, his daughter and his son-in-law. He wanted to help you guys, and you threw it in his face. That is so disrespectful and hurtful. I can only imagine how your parents feel. I truly can. Your husband is insecure. Your husband feels inadequate when it comes to comparison to your family. Your husband feels like they look down on him because he feels like he is lower than them. That is not anything that anyone can fix but him. And instead of him trying to find a healthy way to fix the situation by talking to somebody, I don't know, trying to find a different career path, Just understanding that not everybody is meant to be like every fucking body else, he manipulates your simple-minded ass into pushing your parents away. So now he's not to blame for the situation because you agreed with him and you made that choice with him. That's not his fault. And he's also got you isolated. Be careful. Y'all, I am still stuck in this lady's comment section. Like, I cannot fucking get over this. So I'm going to read to you guys some of the dumb shit that she's saying in the comment section. Okay, so the first comment, someone said, "You're the asshole. It's amazing how people these days will take simple kindness and turn it into something that it isn't. This is simply a dad trying to care for his daughter when she needs something. Your husband needs to get over his insecurity and you need to apologize to your dad ASAP along with an explanation." OP's response is, "I don't know. I kind of feel like he should apologize first for overstepping a boundary. Also, I don't think my husband would be keen on this idea." My thing is, what fucking boundary? The boundary he didn't know fucking existed until you blew up at him and put him out of your house? Like, this bitch is driving me fucking crazy. The next comment says, "No, you were rude because of your husband's overblown insecurities. All your father ever did was make more money than your husband." This bitch's response: "That's true, but he shouldn't feel the need to flaunt it in front of us like he just did." This bitch is moving on. Next comment: "That sounds like it's your husband's problem, not your dad's. Your husband is the one who needs to be more conscious of his baseless resentment of your dad for being wealthier than he is. Also, he needs to grow up." OP's response: "Well, doesn't my dad have a responsibility to make my husband feel more comfortable?" No, it's not my job to make you feel comfortable if you are uncomfortable with me about some shit that I don't fucking know. Like, all of this shit goes back to the fact that you stupid, y'all dumbasses did not fucking talk about this like adults. You're expecting your fucking dad to know some shit. Has your dad read your mind before? If not, why are you being such a fucking ding-dong thinking that he can do it now? Bitch, grow up. Somebody responds to this dumbass bitch, telling her that no, it's not your dad's responsibility, that it is your husband's responsibility to fix his own fucking insecurities. It's not everyone else's job to walk on eggshells around him because he's sensitive with the fact that his pockets touch. Like, that's nobody's fucking problem. This bitch says, "Or my parents can stop acting fake nice like he's some sort of charity case. This is what's been bothering me the most." Bitch, I will fucking slap you because none of this is actually fucking bothering you. You just don't have a single thought in your head that don't belong to your fucking husband. Your husband is insecure and your dumb ass is over here fighting for your life in these fucking comments, trying to convince other motherfuckers that you're really torn up and upset about this. But you're not, because your fucking arguments don't make no goddamn sense. This bitch confirms that he's never said or done anything to make them feel that way. And I quote, "It's nothing in particular he's said or done in the past. My husband just feels that way when he's around. I think my dad needs to be more conscious of this." Of what? The fucking nothing that he said or done in the fucking past? Like, bitch, you guys are trying to make a problem where there is no fucking problem. Like, how the hell are you gonna try to hold your dad accountable for some fucking actions that you yourself have said he has not even fucking done? Like, I'm angry at my dad because he treats us like we're poor, but he's never actually said or done anything to make us feel that way. That just goes back to, that's you guys. That is your husband's insecurity. You cannot force your dad to fix a problem that you have. You guys are fucking idiots. Like, oh my God. Am I the asshole for no longer doing husbandly duties after my girlfriend complains about having to do wifely duties and we aren't married? I, 25 male, have a girlfriend who's 23 and we've been together for about 3 years. She's been living in my apartment with me since our 3-month mark because things in her home were very bad and we felt this was a better choice due to me also living fairly close to her university. I pay for everything, whether it's something that benefits the both of us or something that just benefits her. I also have been paying for her university because I make a comfortable amount of money, even though I've only been in my career for about 2 years. Anyways, recently for the past few months, my girlfriend has been under the impression that she shouldn't do anything around the house because that's wifey duties. No, ma'am. No, that's grown-up fucking duties. Like, clean the fuck... Nah, baby, you're gonna have to go somewhere else because that shit ain't gonna fucking work. What do you mean, wifey duties? Cleaning up around the house that you live in? No. Hell no. I asked if she could tidy up around the house since she's free 24/7 because she's on summer break, aside from her part-time job that she only works on the weekends. She gets upset and says those are wife duties and that she wasn't going to give me the whole package without a ring. Okay, so instead of her having an adult conversation and sitting down and telling you we've been in a relationship for 3 years and I'm ready to take the next step, she's trying to offer you an ultimatum. I'm not going to do any of this because I'm ready to be a wife. Girl, I'm going to need you to grow the fuck up because this is not the way to get that rock on your hand. I asked her if she could make me a quick lunch if I'm running late to work, or at least put some ingredients in a grocery bag so I can make it at work. She gives me the same BS about how that's wife duties. It's even gotten to the point whenever I ask about trying new things when it comes to sex, she just says the same thing. It just keeps getting annoying. So finally yesterday, when I asked if she could pick up my dry cleaning today because I would be at work late, and once again she replied with doing favors like that are for married couples. Then what are you in a relationship for if you're not willing to do anything for your partner? Why are we together? Why are we fucking together? Like, ma'am, you're trying to pressure this man into marrying you and he's going to leave you. You need to relax. You really do. I lost it. I told her that since doing simple tasks were for married couples, then I wouldn't be paying for her next year of university. I wouldn't be funding her activities, letting her use my other car like it's hers, and she would need to start contributing to the house in terms of bills or she can leave. Because, of course, those were things that only husbands did. Okay, the bitch, look, if you can't pick up my dry cleaning, clean up part of your mess around the house, throw some fucking items in a bag for me, I'm not going to pay for your schooling. I'm not going to allow you to drive my car. And that little weekend job of yours, some of that money's got to come here because we've got bills to pay. I like it. I like it a lot, sir. I told her that those were things that only husbands did, and I was in fact not her husband. This resulted in her getting upset and claiming that I was manipulative and that I shouldn't hold things that I do for her over her head. I didn't care what she had to say, and I told her that if she wasn't going to fix her view on helping her partner with simple tasks, then I wouldn't help her at all. I then told her that I expected contributions for the bills until then, or I would kick her out. Am I the asshole? Edit. Thank you all for the advice, even the ones calling me stupid, which really opened my eyes, and I really appreciate it. I'm just making this edit because it baffles me how some of you guys are assuming I'm using her for sex. I added how the wifey duties thing started affecting our sex life whenever I asked for new things. I don't hold it over her head. I just move on and handle my business. Whenever we had our argument, I didn't want to bring up our sex life, but told her she needed to start doing more around the house and stop being, in my eyes, lazy. Also, to be using her for sex, I would have to actually have sex with her all the time. The rare times we do nowadays are on her schedule, and we just do basic things, then go on with our day. Absolutely not, sir. I don't think you're the asshole in any way, shape, or form. Like, you handled it the right way. Like, you're literally taking care of this girl and she can't do basic fucking favors for you. Things that most people are happy to do for their significant other. You know, like, my boyfriend don't eat lunch at work because he skips it purposely so he can get off earlier. I would love to make him lunch and pack it up every single day. I would be offended if he asked me to just throw some ingredients in a bag. But this bitch is like, no, I'm not going to do it unless you marry me. Like, bitches really be out there threatening shit like that. That's why you hoes end up single. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got way off. Sorry, but no, you're not the asshole.